Have you ever wondered how to find the best deals in a thrift store? In this video, we're gonna take a look at what to do as soon as you walk in the front doors. Coming up. Hey guys, Mike here with things you might like, and in preparation for this video, I thought about who it's really for. So I did a lot of research about other thrifting videos, and I realized pretty much every single one of them only showed clothes and how to find the best clothes at thrift store. And so this series is meant for you to find those things that are most important to you, because there's a lot more than just clothes in thrift stores, and if you're only using it for clothes, then you're missing out on a lot of stuff. So if that's something you're interested in, then I recommend that you start here with episode 1, where I talk about the preparation of going to the thrift store and just finding the location, and I give a few tips around that so you can prepare yourself for the best experience possible. And so make sure you stay tuned throughout the entire video, because I like to show some of the things that I've gotten from thrift stores, and in this video I'll feature a few items that aren't clothing that I found for just a few bucks. So with that out of the way, let's jump right into the tips. Tip number 1. As soon as you walk in those doors, look for the tags that are on sale. Now in my previous video, I talked about how each store has different tag sales. Most stores just have a couple tags to remember unless you go in on a bigger sale day, but make note of them so as you're looking around, you can know whether it's 50% off, maybe 99 cents. If you don't have that in the back of your mind, you could miss a lot of good deals. Found this little kid folding chair. It was $3 and it was a pink tag. So it was half off, so it was $1.50 for this thing. My kids love it. Tip number 2. Now that you have made note of what tag colors are on sale, go to your departments or your spots. Now this comes with repetition, with going to the same stores over and over again. You have your places that you go to. My first stop is always the counter at Goodwill, the locked counter. I always check there for classic video games and some electronics, things like that. Then I move on over to shoes, and then I move on to the home goods in the back of the store, the electronics section. This is my routine that I go to, and I know what I'm looking for. These are my departments. So I always start there, because if you don't have a path set out in the beginning, then it's really easy to get lost, start wandering, realize you're going to the same place over and over again. And so this is the best way to get in, find what you're looking for, find the best deals, and then get on your way. And lastly, tip number 3, be prepared to walk out empty-handed. It's okay to not find anything. I have definitely felt that stigma where I've gone through all the effort to go to the thrift store and I feel like it's a wasted trip if I don't walk out with something. And that's just not true. If the deal isn't there, don't force it. You don't have to, no one's making you, and so just save your money for the next trip where hopefully you can find that right thing that you're looking for. All right, and I have a couple bonus tips, 3 of them in fact, and 1 extra tip that I probably should have included in the last video, but I'll go ahead and throw it in here. The first tip is have your phone charged. You are going to use your phone to compare what is in front of you to its retail price online. For example, here's a window insulator kit. These are over $20 online. It's for insulating your windows during the winter. I knew about them, and so when I saw them for $3, I knew that was a good value. So we bought like 3 of them, and now we got installation kits for the next winter. But just an example of something that you're not gonna find in the clothing section that is a really good value. At $3, it's about 80–85% off. So that's one example of why you wanna have your smartphone ready so you can compare prices, so you can see what kind of value there really is. Some thrift stores actually try to rip you off, and so not only is it to check if you're getting a good value, but to make sure that you're not getting a worse value than if you were to buy it in the store. In my next video, I'm going to talk about some tricks for actually getting the best deal on your items. And a little preview to that is to not be afraid to call them out if they are charging more than you can buy it elsewhere brand new. Bonus tip number 2 in finding the best items are a couple extra places to make sure you're looking as you're going through the departments. The first one are the bins. A lot of times they bring out several bins to be sorted, but there's so much traffic in the store that they're not going to do it in that moment. Go ahead and sort through those bins. This is the first stuff, nobody's laid eyes on it, and you can find a lot of good stuff in there. And the second place to look is behind the counter of the cashier. You don't have to do this at the very end when you're checking out. This is usually where they keep the nicer items. One time I was looking for running shoes, and I was very specifically looking for them, and behind the counter of an ARC thrift store, I found some Newton gravity neutrals These are like $120 shoes, I think, at the time. Now, behind the counter was more expensive. It was 20 bucks for these shoes, but I already knew what kind of deal that was, and so I knew that it was gonna be the best deal I could get. They're amazing shoes. I put plenty of miles on them, and so that's the kind of thing you wanna look out for behind the counter. Don't be afraid to talk to them. Don't be afraid to look at them. They're not gonna be offended if they bring something over to you and you decide not to buy it, so make sure you're looking out for that. And my last tip, something like I said, I probably should have put in the last video. This is something you should do before you go out, before you leave your house. Wear clothes that can easily be changed in and out of. If you're going to be trying on clothes, which I suggest you do, take advantage of the dressing rooms. Make sure you're wearing slip-on shoes, pants or shorts that are loose and easy to get in and out of. Probably not a button-up shirt, something like a t-shirt or something that's just really simple so you can pop it on and off. If you're going in the winter, don't wear a pullover. Wear something that zips in the front so it's easier to get on and off once you're in the store. So if you've got a sec, put in the comments down below the best deal that you've ever found. I love hearing about that kind of stuff, and I think it motivates other people to get out there and get looking. So that's gonna be it. Those are gonna be my tips for what to do once you walk in those front doors. And if you like those tips, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you can stay tuned to my future videos when I follow up on this series about more tips and tricks for how to get the best deal. So guys, thanks so much for checking this out. My name is Mike. This is Things You Might Like, and I'll see you with my next cool thing.